What's up, family? Happy Sunday, and welcome back to Sunday Sessions. I'm your host, Darante Lamar, and we are Bridge City. Bridge City is a community of people from all across the globe who are committed to connecting better, building better, and living better, free of superstition, coercion, or control. We are tomorrow's community today. We are building bridges to better clarity, better comprehension, and better community so that people all over the world can reclaim their authentic selves and contribute to this world as they see fit. We have effectively reclaimed Sundays from doctrine, from dogma, and from deities, and have committed to making them about people again. So every Sunday, we gather as a global community to learn together, to grow together, and to be the bridge to better possibilities for one overarching reason. Why? Because people matter. So wherever you're watching from today, we're so glad to have you with us, and I hope you get something from this experience that gives you life. By the way, did you know that we are a growing community in multiple locations? Not only do we have the global campus, the online experience right here, but Bridge City Los Angeles is already having monthly mixers, and it looks like Bridge City Atlanta might be right behind them. If you're in either city, connect with us today so we can get you plugged in locally. And I'm supposed to be traveling to both of them this year. I'd love to see you there. And if you are new here, go to bridgecity.app/hello. We'd love to get to meet you. Everything you need to get started and explore our community is right there at your fingertips. So drop in, say hello, and spark off a conversation. We wait to meet you there. Now, in this weekend's editions of Bridge City News, we just concluded our first official open house week. We had an entire week filled with activities from game nights to radio talk shows. Most of the events are still available for you to peruse right there on the global campus. And I have to give a major shout out to our head of community, Ashley Wilmore, who absolutely ran with this and powered through the entire open house week. Thank you so much, Ashley, for helping us carry this torch. We're going to change the world. Speaking of, open house isn't over yet. Join us tonight as we conclude for a special highlight review and a community movie night where we're watching a documentary of how a small group of people came together to create a global movement. You do not want to miss this. This will be an exclusively in-house event, so make sure to join us at bridgecity.app at the global campus. And before we move on, next week is Giving Tuesday for Bridge City. Every second Tuesday of the month is the day that we promote generosity and remind our members to help sustain the movement. We don't take a tithe, nor do we make giving a requirement for membership, but we absolutely encourage and celebrate generosity. It's your generosity that helps us keep the bridges open, where generations actually meet, build, and learn together. Your giving powers the content, the conversations, and the creative tools that help people live and think freely. And every contribution helps us train leaders, launch events, and make it easier for people everywhere to build bridges of their own. This is our monthly reminder that what we're building together is worth sustaining. Bridge City right now is the only secular community that is actually and effectively reaching people across every demographic and spectrum. In a world where so many seek to tear us apart, our community is actually bringing people back together. That means your giving isn't only necessary, it's damn near revolutionary. So help us keep being the bridge today by giving your gift. You can use the QR code or the links on the screen or in the description. Thank you so much for your support. Now let's roll into the next part of the session. All right, man. Wow. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to do some laughing here because I was laughing the whole time. And I just got to call it out because, the elephant in the room type of thing. If I was in the room with y'all, I'd be calling it out as well. And so I'm going to do what I do. Didn't it look like I was falling asleep between like every other word? It was just like I was sitting here watching, cracking up, and I was like, damn, Zernial, our head of production, has to be back there cringing like every bit of the way with the way this is going, man, because dang, it felt like I was falling asleep. within every word. But honestly, what was happening there is I'm looking at my I'm looking at my script and I'm going down, looking at them. Like, nah, I can just snip this. I can just snip this. And boy, when I went to snip it, it did not snip the way that I wanted it to snip. And then the last song just sounded way too loud. But I hope you caught all of that. And welcome in. So glad to have you in here. Bridge City, LA. I hope y'all are doing wonderful. Bridge City, Atlanta is coming up strong. And I see somebody in the chat from Fort Worth, Texas. It's so nice to see you all, man. I hope y'all are as excited as I am today. We are in a new series entitled Flight School. We started it last week. So today we're going into part 2. And honestly, I'm really amped about this conversation because of where we've been. And so I don't want to belabor the time too much longer. Y'all see it on the screen. Flight School. Listen, like if you're here and you're excited about being here, can we do a little crowd participation real quick? Let's do a little crowd participation. Will you just drop Flight School in the chat for me? If you're here and you're excited about being here, just go ahead and drop Flight School in the chat, man. If you're ready to fly, like shoot, maybe you're an anarchist like me and you don't like to do what other people tell you to do. So just put whatever you want to in the chat. Somebody said hello. That'll work for me too. Put whatever you want to in the chat. Let's get a little crowd participation because we is in school today. This is Flight School. All right. So let's kind of jump into this. At Bridge City Global, we've been entering a season of flight, a season where we are lifting off and rising into new possibilities of connecting better, of building better, and living better. No lie, I'm convinced that we're on the edge of something incredible, right? Something that will change the tide of human history. If I had to talk about what's in a name, I'd say we're in the middle of becoming the bridge to better. That might be why we call ourselves Bridge City, because we actually believe that we're on the bridge. We're building the bridge, and maybe, damn it, we are the bridge. We are that medium between where we used to be and where we're on the way to. We are the bridge to better, that we're positioning ourselves on purpose to be at the center of all relevant human conversation. Because one thing that I understand is that conversation is the basic building block of transformation. If you want to change the world, change the conversations. I think I'm gonna say that again because I just want to make sure that everybody caught that everybody understands exactly where I'm coming from here. If you want to change the world, you want to start with changing conversations. You want to change what people are doing, start changing what people are saying. When you change what people are saying, you start changing what they're focusing on. You start changing what their perspective is. And when people start shifting their perspective, it shifts so much about what we are able to do and what we are able to accomplish in the world around us. So I'm gonna say it one more again, just in case those of you in the back didn't hear me. If you want to change the world, change the conversation, man. Just look at what we've been able to accomplish in a short amount of time, man. In less than 2 years, we're already doing more, dare I say it, than some that have been here longer than 2 decades, right? But the reason that's happening is because we didn't just jump in and start doing what everybody else was doing, man. We rowing like the Princeton crew. No, we showed up and said, nope. Because we want to change the world, we want to change the conversation. I've been committed to these Sunday sessions for nearly 2 years now, showing up and saying, no, at least sometime we got to come together and talk about the things that matter to where we are, all right? So within this community, we've been cultivating conversations that have been strategically pulling people out of the corners of conformity and out of the silos of silence, helping them find safety of self. Does that mean something to somebody out there? Helping people find safety of self to be seen and then to offer themselves as support. Because honestly, man, if people don't feel seen, they're never really going to be able to support what you want them to support. But in order for them to be seen, you have to create something that we're calling, man, I think we should just go ahead and coin this at Bridge City, called safety of self, that everybody should have the safety of self. Y'all know, like, if you want to aggravate the hell out of me real quick, Start policing somebody you don't know around me. No, nobody owes you their lived experience. Everybody should be able to have the safety of self. I should be able to be safe to be myself when I'm around y'all. I should not have to contort myself in all type of pretzels and make sure that I'm doing everything just right. No, I need safety of self. I hope that means something to somebody. I'm a firm believer that if we continue to create space that honors human autonomy, agency, and authenticity, that we will awaken and all within us at the world we live in and the roles that we occupy in it, man. Yes. Oh, I love it. Come on, Matt. I love it. No, flight school. No, for me, and maybe I'm a dreamer. For me, and maybe I'm a dreamer, but I feel like we're on the edge of a revival of humanity. I know those are weird words, but man, I feel that's where we are, that people are getting a sense of self as people are getting a sense of self as we're creating more spaces that promote safety of self. You know what I'm saying? That y'all, this is so damn good. This is better than I thought it was going to be. And that as we continue to create spaces that honor that human autonomy, that honor human agency, that allow people to show up as their authentic self, that as we continue to create spaces that give people that safety of self to be seen, that allows them to offer support at their own levels, at their own pace, in their own race, as we continue to create that space, it's going to create an awakening within humanity where for the first time in a long time, you're going to have people all across the globe, and forgive me, but for the first time in a long time, you're going to have people saying, damn, I'm glad to be human. I'm proud to be alive. I'm glad to be here for the first time in forever. Is that Frozen? Is that where that's coming from? I don't know, but this is good. I feel, and look, you don't have to feel that way. Again, maybe I'm a dreamer. All right. I don't need you to feel it for me to feel it. I brought my own happy with me. You must not know about me. I feel, man, that if we continue to do the work that we're doing, if we continue to promote the space that we're promoting, if we continue to create the spaces that we're creating, that, man, we're on the edge of a revival of human capacity where people begin to look within themselves again and say, yes, greatness is within me, where people begin to begin to again look within themselves and say, yes, I can do things without a deity. I don't need a genie in a bottle. I don't need a lucky rabbit's foot. I don't need for everything to go my way. I don't need for everything to line up straight. If nothing works out the way that I expect it to work out, I still believe, understand, and comprehend that according to the capacity that I have as a human being, that there are some things that I can do. I wish I had somebody out there, because I am preaching better than y'all responded. Are y'all out there? Come on, let's go. Let's go. Okay, so look, we have for too long brought into this idea that we are fallen and that we can't get up. And I'm hoping that by the end of this series, that by the time we successfully matriculate through flight school, as we get through flight school 101 and 201 and 301, that we begin to realize that we are reminded that we are a movement in flight, that we are a species on the rise. Baby, we're not falling, we are rising, that we are people who still have heights to hit. We still have depths to explore. I'm so excited for what is next for humanity, man. Like this makes me so excited. This is why you can't keep me out of LA right now. I'm going to be back there in January. This is why you're going to have to beat me away with a baseball bat to keep me out of Atlanta, because we have interest growing there, and I'm excited about what the hell is going on with humanity. I don't look again. I don't know. I haven't watched Frozen for years, but for the first time in forever. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited. Is there anybody else excited? And you know what? This is why we need stuff like this. We need stuff like this because there is so much out there in the world that will have you thinking that we are at our lowest. And I'm here to remind you that no, baby, we are still climbing. We are still coming. You ain't seen nothing yet. Y'all don't understand. It was just like 300 years ago when we as a species, 300 to 400 years ago, when we as a species stopped killing each other on sight. If we start learning from our lessons, God damn it. And I believe that as long as we start having places that are promoting both reason and empathy at the same time, we're going to start raising a group of people, a species who are capable of learning from their lessons. Am I preaching better than y'all responding or what? Because that's all living is. That's all I want life to be. I got 4 children and I love them with my whole heart. And the main gift that I want them to have from me is that they learn from their lessons. Damn it, this is good. If you're going to be a critical thinker, you better be somebody who knows how to learn from your lessons. But that is the beauty of our species. This is why I don't get caught up on where anybody is right now, because if I got stuck on where anybody was stuck right now, then I'd be horrified on who would be stuck on where I used to be stuck at. But thankfully, as a species, we are capable of learning from our lessons. Is that good? No, that ain't even in my notes, y'all. That's just good ass preaching. That's just good ass preaching. I'm just grateful. See, this is why I believe we're on the edge of a revival of humanity, man, because we keep on creating spots like Bridge City, bro. It's gonna awaken a beast in people. We keep creating spaces like Bridge City. It's going to unlock such goodness, such greatness, such abundance, man. Like, God damn, I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay. See, this is why I'm telling you. You can't keep me out of LA right now. You can't keep me out of ATL right now. I don't know. Our head of community said Austin might be next. Woo, Shabba. No, I'm excited about humanity because this is what again, I got 4 kids. Raised them all. I got 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. And this is what I begin to understand. When you get people excited about their own capacity, when you give people insight into what they are capable of, when you begin to take the chains off of people's minds. There was a song that came out a few years ago, decades ago, maybe, free your mind and the rest will follow. Y'all don't hear me. We're out here freeing minds. There used to be that commercial that says, we gotta feed America. Listen, y'all, we gotta free America. If we start freeing these minds, I'm telling you, the rest will follow. Oh my goodness. Yes. Come on, we're gonna rise up now. We're going to rise up. I love it. All right, so dang, this is so good. I'm telling you, Bridge City has me excited because I know who we are. I know the work that we're doing, and I know the results that come from the work. I'm already seeing the testimonials, if you will, in people's lives, man. Bridge City is becoming that spark, man. It's becoming that stone that the builder refused, the visual, the inspiration, you know what I'm talking about, that made Lady sing the blues, the spark that makes the idea bright, the same spark that lights the dark so you can know your left from your right. Y'all ain't ready for me this weekend. The big point is, and I hope y'all feel this, that the beauty of our movement, the beauty of our community is that we are committed unapologetically, unashamedly, audaciously, ambitiously, at times ambiguously, we are committed to the rising of humanity. I just want to see people do better, man. You know, I remember one of Dr. King's last words, and he was just said, you know, I just want to do God's will, you know. And I'm like, that's real sweet, and I get it as a former pastor, man. Like, I really get it. When I was a pastor, I really got it. Like, when I was a Christian pastor, when I'd hear Dr. King's words, I just want to do God's will. When I'd hear him say that, I knew what he meant. But now that I'm actually separated from the shackles of superstition, I can just say what it is. I don't have to say, I just want to do God's will, man. I just want to do what's best for people. I just want to do what's going to get people moving forward. I just want to do what's going to help us be progressive. I just want to do what's going to help us expand more. I just want to do what's going to help us be able to feed more people, clothe more people, house more people, make sure more people have a better start in life than I did. I just want to do, come on now, the best that I can to help others do the best that they can, because ain't no genies out there helping us. It's us. It's us. Thank you, T.I. It's us. It's us or else. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. We in flight school. The reason I fell in love with this series and got so excited about it is because my kind of message, if you will, is like, y'all, listen, we a bunch of floating apes on a space rock, and it's about time that we learn some in-flight protocol. We out here flying and don't even know how to fly together. Okay, I got to get so the big point is that's why we're in flight school, because we know we're getting ready to take off and we want to be in position to navigate accordingly. And so what is our mission? What is our guiding light? To connect better, to build better, to live better. This is how we prepare for a season of flight. And so I think this might be a great place. Hello, Italy. Come on now. I think, and I saw Nashville in the chat, and I saw, come on now. Yeah, let's go. This is how we prepare for a season of flight. And this is a great place to drop today's conversation's title. Today, we're going to talk about the reasons for this season. Are y'all ready for this? Excuse me. So y'all got me so hyped in the dang introduction. I wasn't supposed to be going this hype, man. I went Oakland in the house. Okay, make sure you get connected. That's Oakland, California, right? Like, make sure you get connected to our SoCal campus. I don't know if our head of community is here today, but please get connected. Jalapeno, habanero, get connected. Yep. And as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and throw this on the screen. For those of you who want to join Bridge City, bam, I got the QR code on the screen. Yeah, that's California. Yeah, we definitely need to go ahead and get you connected. Go ahead and join. Go ahead. There you go. Habanero. Jalapeno, habanero. Can I get a hell yeah? That's how we say amen and hallelujah around here, okay? Instead of John 3:16, we do the Austin 3:16. Can I get a hell yeah? And I like things a little spicy around here, so we do habanero and jalapeno. All right, let's get into this. So listen, thank y'all so much for being here today. When I was a Christian pastor, I would be compelled around this time to remind my congregation that Jesus, for whatever reason, was somehow the reason for the season. I'm pretty sure y'all kind of remember that. Whether he was the reason it was so damn cold, the reason suicide rates increased, the reason families flocked to spend money that they damn sure didn't have, or the reason that Santa never quite made it to the hood is up for debate. But nevertheless, myself and countless of my contemporaries would spend weeks on end trying to find a way to make the Jesus character relevant to the season. Yeah, Aaron Magruder. I love it. The freedom and the privilege that I have today as a humanist communicator and a practitioner is that I don't have to tie these conversations to nothing but reason alone. Jalapeno. You know what I'm saying? Isn't it beautiful that we don't need a substitute for reason for Bridge City? We don't need anything else to be the reason for the season except for the reason for the season. What I love about Bridge City, what I love about liberty, what I love about living in my own freedom, habanero, what I love about it is that now the reason can just be the reason. Do you remember, anybody ever been to a point where you were just trying to live by signs, trying to find the reason behind the reason instead of just looking at the reason? That's when you start treating Six Flags. That's when you start treating red flags like Six Flags, because you're looking for the reason instead of looking at the reason. Y'all don't want to talk to me here. So, and I love it so much. Like next month, next month, we're going to be launching a powerful and reflective series inspired by one of our club organizers, Princess. She has this club called Life's Big Questions Clubs. And so if you're joining Bridge City, they had an event last night. You can check it out too in the past events. But if you're joining Bridge City, please check out the Life's Big Questions Clubs, because we all got big questions for life. And Princess organized this club for that. So in the month of January, we're going to spend that whole month unpacking some of those big questions. But then in February, because we're talking about reason, in February, we're kicking off a series called, and are you ready for this? Falling in Love. Are you ready? With reason. Because when I was a believer, watch this, when I was a believer, and listen, I know some of you may still believe it, so please don't feel like I'm picking on you. This is my story, and can't nobody tell my story but me. But when I was a believer, I used to sing this song. It was like, falling in love with Jesus. Y'all remember that song? Falling in love with Jesus. Hey, yeah. Falling in love with Jesus was the best thing I've ever done. And so I used to love that song. And I said, since we're coming back around to February, in February, you got to talk about love. It's February time. And that's the time where you got to make people spend money on people that they barely like, let alone love. But it's February. So this February, as the responsible humanist communicators that we are, as the responsible community that we are, we're going to do a whole conversation on falling in love. But this time, we're going to be talking about falling in love with reason. Are y'all ready for the falling in love with reason? That shit was the best thing I've ever done. Y'all don't want to talk to me out there. So for a whole month, we're going to be talking about falling in love with reason, and how just understanding and embracing critical thinking, embracing skepticism as a way of life sometimes. Like, it's all right to be skeptical. When people get mad at me about me being a little skeptical, that's when I know they're trying to pull something on me. Like, I feel like you trying to pull something. Okay. Oh man, link in the chat, please, so I can get this up on my PC so I can see this info better. Y'all, let me see here. What do you need? The link in the chat. What do you need a link into? Let us know. You need a link to this video? Is it a link to this video? Whatever she needs, whatever I'm assuming I don't know. Whatever Razor Village needs, y'all let them make sure they get it. Make sure they get it. So we're going to do falling in love with reason. Falling in love with reason. I don't even know who I'm giving orders to either. All right, so today we're going to spend some time talking about some of the reasons that we're going to have to spend some time wrestling with once we board the plane. Where the QR code's linked to. Okay, yeah. Somebody can have the QR code link in the chat, please. I'm Mahide. I love it. Thank you. That's going to be bridgecity.app/hello. bridgecity.app/hello. Absolutely. I love it. I love this new setup. I don't know if y'all know, I got my studio set up a little different, but it does allow me to stay a little bit more engaged, which I think is like absolutely critical for our Sunday sessions. All right. So we're going to spend some time talking about some reasons. We've been in this, we're in part 2 of flight school, man. And this is for everybody who feel like you're either about to take off flight in your life, or you feel like you're just about to take off flight with Bridge City, because we're doing wonderful things and all of that great stuff. So if you are fully committed to this journey, and I hope y'all enjoy this. This has been one hell of a metaphor. If you're fully committed to this journey, your most important assignment is to be informed. Now, this is something that I take from my days in retail management. It's a quote that I fell in love with. An informed customer is a great customer. Like this, it was a quote I fell in love with when I was still working in retail management, and then I definitely carried it over with me as I switched over into more auto retail management. So working with rental vehicles, and it's always an informed customer is a great customer. People always say these things like the customer is always right. So that's incomplete. The customer is always right in matters of taste. That's where the customer is always right at. Now, if you want a paradigm that empowers customers, now see, this is I'm getting to geek out on some of the things that I like to geek out about, which is part of that is industrial organizational psychology. That's why I went through sociology, because it was a prerequisite to get to IO psychology, which is more so learning about how people think and operate in a work environment. But like, that's why I always say, if you want people to do their best work, you want people to be their best selves. And so when we're talking about empowering customers, if you want great customers, you need to inform them. An informed customer is a great customer, a customer who knows what goes into the product, a customer who knows what it takes to bring the product to them, a customer who knows the ins and outs. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a great customer. But see, that's the same way with passengers. An informed passenger is a great passenger, and I, as your captain, will not have you aboard ill-informed. It's my responsibility to make sure that the vessel, the crew, and the passengers are fully supported throughout the journey in full expectation. And I hope y'all are ready. In full expectation, in full understanding, in full anticipation, knowing, comprehending that flight can be unpredictable. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, sometimes the hardest type of people to do life with are the people who don't understand that life can be unpredictable. Are y'all ready for this? Sometimes the hardest people to do life with are the people who don't understand that life can be unpredictable. See, this is a season that you cannot take lightly. And for everybody that was waiting on your bridge to the conversation, here it is. If you're getting ready to do anything meaningful in life, I implore you to get as informed as you possibly can. Now watch this. You done geeked out over sports. You done geeked out over hip hop, over comics, over other people's money. It's about time that you spend some time nerding out over what's next for your life. Okay, so that needs to go into somebody's hashtag book right there. You need to be nerding out over what's next for your life. What's next for me? See, now watch this. Aren't you tired of showing up at your destination jet lag? Aren't you tired of getting there and being unprepared? Is anybody else tired of making it but barely making it? No. This time we're going to be committed to the information in advance. Go ahead and pick your spot now. Go ahead, man. Look. Grow some balls, put your pants on, put your big girl's dress on. I don't know what colloquialism you need to get you there, but whatever you need to do, get there to feel comfortable seeing yourself in advance. Lay your claim on where you want to be. Whether you get there or not is irrelevant, but if you don't see it in advance, you won't know what the hell you're supposed to be looking for, looking at, understanding, or comprehending. But if you can get some courage about yourself and you say, you know what? Fuck everybody else. I'm going to go ahead and see myself in the future. And in the future, I see myself not stressing about this anymore. In the future, I see myself having access to this from that point on. In the future, I see myself being able to handle this with no problem. And then you need to begin to imagine, what do I need to know in order to get there? What information do I need in order to be that person? And what is stopping me from getting that information right now? What is stopping me from nerding out over what's next? Is this good? Damn, this is good. Okay, so watch this. In a nutshell, this is not the season to be winging it. All right? For your protection and for the safety of others, it is imperative that in this season, man, this is so good. This is such a great end of the year conversation. That as you're preparing to cross over into another year, that you're going to make that commitment. You know, this time I'm going to, because we're talking about the plane, this time I'll pay attention to the signs. Like they said a seatbelt's supposed to be on. I'm going to pay attention to the signs. See, the closer you get to flight, the more considerate you must be of others. Your seatbelt isn't just for your safety. It's for other people too. Dang, this is good. Dang, this is good. This is not the season to wing it. Which brings me to the first point of our conversation. Are y'all ready for this? There are reasons for the rules. God damn. Look at that. That is on the screen. It is ready. I had a production that's killing the game. Damn it. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to be excited. See, we got to start getting people on payroll. Everybody working too hard. Every time I fly, I told you last week, I slightly obsess over the details. I have to triple check my luggage to make sure that it doesn't exceed the size standards. I have to triple check that I've adequately calculated the time from my home to Atlanta because pretty much anytime I got to fly from Atlanta. That might be why such great things are getting ready to happen in Atlanta because I got to be there anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then I got to calculate the time from Atlanta to the airport and then factored in the appropriate time for screening and actually boarding the plane. And of course, I actually go as far as to think about what's being carried in each bag and what needs to be moved in the special containers because you can't have certain liquids in there. You know what I'm saying? And then in certain states, you can't carry other things. We ain't gonna have that conversation right now. But I think about where I'm going to sit on the plane, what I'm able to comfortably bring on the plane, and really what forces me to think on this level is not even what I want on the plane. Oh, snap, the Ozark Mountains are in here listening. Yes, indeed. I need to take a trip to the Ozarks, man. But no, like I don't think on this level, what leads me here is not just like, oh, what do I want? But what actually leads me to think on this level, it's about what I don't want to inadvertently mess up while traveling. Like I don't know. That's what just I've just kind of gotten into my old age where I really like to know like, okay, I don't want to fuck nothing up. I don't want to be the reason the plane comes down. So let me look at all the rules. Let me make sure that my container is the right size. I don't want to be the reason we get held up. I don't want there to be like a random police dog who smells something in my shit and be like, oh damn, now we all got to get off the plane. No, I want to know all the rules. And it's not even about what I want. It's about what I don't want to mess up. And I hope that's helping somebody already because that's one of the ways you can show that you care about the community you're joining is looking at the rules. Like remember, and that's what we started. There's a reason for the rules. I want to know why that rule is there. I want to know why that's there. And that's what reminds us, that's what shows us that like, no, I actually care. So no, I'm not obsessing about what I bring because like, oh, I just want to be super comfortable. I'm obsessing about what I bring because I want to make sure that I'm not going to bring anything that's about to mess somebody else up. I want to make sure that I'm not about to bring anything that's about to cause any problems. Why? Because I understand that there are reasons for the rules. All right. See, fun fact, most people who break the rules never thought that far ahead. Fun fact. No, real talk. Real talk. Most people who broke the rules, like you'll find this out. Most people who are breaking the rules are not even trying to break the rules. They just didn't think that far ahead to even know that what they would do. Oh, so this is breaking the rules, huh? I didn't even, damn, I didn't even. So you're just out here messing up on accident when you could be living on purpose. Oh, can I say it again? Oh, no. I get it. No. Failure is gonna come sometime. Messing up is gonna come sometime. But you know what? I done got to the point. I done got to the point in my life where even when I fail, I want it to be on purpose. I don't want to be accidentally failing up. I want to know. I want to know that was coming. Yeah, I think this one is gonna be a fail, but I think we're gonna learn a lot from this L, so we're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be messing up on accident when I could be living on purpose. I don't want to be failing by default when I could be winning by design. Now listen, I don't know what your life is like, but I'm just trying to present another alternative as a young man who grew up with a drug addicted mother who was in a criminal lifestyle and a dad who was a deadbeat and who was doing his own damn thing, fucking as many women as he wanted to fuck while his little baby boy was down in Dothan, Alabama, homeless. No, my life ain't been no damn crystal stair. So if I'm telling you something that there might be a little hope. There might be a little hope. If you're in a pre-flight moment, if you feel like you're on the edge of something, y'all heard me singing. I'm on the edge of something incredible. Like even when I felt like I was running on empty. No, I'm on the edge of something. If you're on the edge of taking off, consider how much goes into making that moment possible. I want you to look at me in my good eye. Look at me in my good eye. And I want you to stop treating your moments like a pop-up shop. Hmm. Oh, I think that's good. I think that's good. I think that's good enough to switch cameras. Stop treating your moments like a pop-up shop. that sometimes break my heart when I look at people, and a part of that is that superstition. A part of that is that religious superstition that has gotten encoded into the way we think about things, that you sitting here in the middle of an entire moment that so much had to go into for that moment to be here, and you talking about it just manifested. Oh, goodness gracious, if you don't get your ass out of here with that silly thinking, you are robbing yourself when you're treating your moments like a pop-up shop. Like this just popped up out of nowhere. Like this just came from out of the blue. Like this just popped out. No, 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 no. Where you are, where we are. Maybe I can't speak for you, but where I am, maybe I can't speak for you, but where Bridge City is not just some overnight coincidence. It is the mechanics of a sociological machinery that keeps us working together even when we're not working together. So trust me, baby. No, this is not some pop-up shop. This moment is the machinery. It is the mechanisms of several moments working together. And see, when you understand, oh my God, y'all gonna make me preach harder than I really want to preach, because I just really want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. I'm not trying to preach at you this evening. I just this afternoon. I just want to talk to you about, no, don't treat your moment like a pop-up shop. Like it just got here, like it's just some overnight coincidence. No, this didn't manifest. This has been masterminded. Oh no, like no. Oh man, no. This ain't. Y'all thought Darante just manifested, huh? Y'all thought I meditated enough and this happened? No, this has been masterminded. This is over a decade of thinking, of planning, of strategically going back to the drawing board. My moment ain't a pop-up shop. This is why other people thought they were going to pull my rug away from under me. You didn't understand, baby. I'm like Aladdin out here. A whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes. No, this is not some pop-up moment. This is not some manifestation. This is not some aberration. This is the result of years of masterminding. Baby, it's a whole decade and a half of trying to figure out who the hell I was going to be after I left the pulpit and what good I would be in the world. Woo, habanero, jalapeno. Can I get a hell yeah? Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So listen, if you're on the edge of something that has you ready for flight, several variables have come together to make that moment possible. You understand? Several variables have come together to make that moment possible. A few weeks ago, some people tried to threaten me. I know. There's like this secular mafia out there. And apparently you can't tell their Karens to shut the fuck up, but I do shit like that, okay? So the secular mafia was coming after me, and they were threatening me. And they were saying, if you don't apologize, we're not going to be able to support you. And I said, oh, my goodness. I guess I should be afraid. But you don't fuck with a black preacher, because I'm going to tell you something, baby. If you did not make me, you cannot break me. You don't understand. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it. And the world can't take it away. No, they were like, we're not going to be able to support you. And see, this is what they didn't know. I'm a nerd. You remember when I was telling y'all to nerd out about your next? See, I had already started nerding out about my next. And so one thing that I look at every day, come on, I got to say it with like, you got to start saying with like that Denzel Washington. One thing that I look at every day, I don't know how to do it, but he does it, but one thing I start looking at, I got to look at these numbers. I got to know where we are. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know who you think this is, but let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick. I've already checked the numbers. You don't support me any fucking way. You actually don't exist in my world. As a matter of fact, you're only attracted to the fact that I'm black and I have numbers, but you don't actually listen to what I say. You don't actually support what I do. I can't find your numbers on the list, and this is why I'm not scared of you, because you don't exist in my world, motherfucker. Jalapeno, habanero. Can I get a hell yeah? Can I get a jigga who? Jigga what? Yeah. No. You don't exist in my world. It's like that time when Eddie Murphy was getting ready to go back to Saturday Night Live and David Spade decided he wanted to take a shot at Eddie Murphy. And Eddie said, oh, Saturday Night Live thought I needed them. The circus thought I needed them. Let me show them who I really am. I'm sorry. I'm in a pre-flight moment. Was I preaching? Am I preaching better than y'all responding? Oh, by the way, my head of community is here. Hey, head of community, we got somebody here right now from Oakland. We got to get connected. All right, this has been good today, y'all. Has this been good? If this has been good, let me get a hell yeah in the chat. If this has been good, because I haven't even got to my second point yet. But if this has been good, let me get a hell yeah in the chat. The big point here is that if you don't treat your moment like a pop-up shop, there have been several variables that have come into play to make this moment. So when people try to come to you and try to shake you off your block, when people try to come to you and try to make you feel like you owe them something, when people try to come to you and make you feel like you got to succumb to them, you remind them that, baby, this is not no pop-up shop. You don't understand. There are several variables that go into play that brought us to where we are. We don't believe in those genies anymore. I was shocked and ashamed that these old white folk thought that they were gonna put shackles on me. One of them told me, listen, y'all, one of them told me, I'm not gonna be your friend anymore. Motherfucker, I don't need no friends. No new friends. No, what the fuck did you think this? Why would I want to? So y'all about okay. So like in the case of actual commercial flight, before you even had the option to fly, right? Before you even had the option to fly, governments had to come together and set the foundation. Governments established mandatory safety and security frameworks, okay? So they established mandatory commercial flight safety laws, all right, primarily enforced by the FAA in the United States. They cover everything from aircraft certification and rigorous crew training to strict operational rules and passenger safety protocols. Key areas include, catch this, aircraft worthiness, crew proficiency, maintenance standards, emergency preparedness, and secure handling of dangerous goods. Watch out now. Ensuring a layered safety approach from design to flight. Okay. These laws and these rules, what's the point? There's a reason. There are reasons for the rules. These laws and these rules are the results of nearly 200 years of trial and error, of lessons of loss. Remember, I told you one of the reasons I'm so excited about humanity, because I'm learning that we can learn from our lessons. Bridge City is just one airline. And though I see us launching several aircraft, I'm talking about, look at Bridge City, Los Angeles flying out there. Look at Bridge City, Atlanta flying. I see us launching several aircraft. We are fundamentally dependent, and please don't miss this, we are fundamentally dependent on the lessons learned from every organization that has existed prior to us and those that coexist with us. And this is why your boy is different. I've already told y'all this. This is why I play the game differently. This is why I show up differently. I think this is why some of y'all show up to what we do. This is why I think we are one of the fastest growing organizations in the secular movement right now. Fuck that, in the people movement right now, in the humanist movement right now. We're one of the fastest growing organizations because we don't show up to tell the other people what to do. We show up to coach our own team. All right. If I'm going to be learning lessons from anybody, I got to learn lessons from the people who are trying to do what we're trying to do. I got to learn the lessons. I think one of the things that breaks my heart sometimes is I'm sitting here watching us and we're not going to learn from that lesson. So we're just going to keep making that mistake. So we're just going to keep being irrelevant, right? So we're just going to keep being mad and on the sidelines. Not at any point are we going to actually start doing something different. I believe the quote says doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results is the definition of insanity. So when Bridge City shows up, we literally show up to say, what can we do different? No, why are we about to get up here and do the same thing? No, we're going to learn from our lessons. Why are we so effective? Because we're learning. We're not reinventing the wheel, nor are we repeating the failures. We're learning from the mistake. I think that's what makes our airline so attractive right now. What y'all say, Bridge City? I think that's what makes our airline so attractive right now is because a major core of who we are is being committed to being progressive thinking. And being progressive thinking isn't just about our politics. It's about the way we approach movement with people, period. It's like, oh no, we don't got to stay stuck right there. We can move. I wanted to go ludicrous right there, but I was like, maybe it ain't ready for that. But we're finally dependent on the lessons learned from every organization. And I know this has brought me some flack because the people like Darante, why are you such a critic of the secular community? Because that's where I believe our work is. What do I look like if I'm on the Lakers and you play for the Sixers and we just played a game and the Sixers just kicked our ass? And then I go back to the locker room and I tell my team, this is what the Sixers should have did. And the Sixers need to do this next time. And they need not to be blocking us so damn hard. Why they putting up so much damn defense? What kind of loser do I sound like? So no, I show up in our locker room and I say, hey, Lakers, this is what we need to be doing. This is what we need to do differently. Did you see that defense they put up? Let's knock that shit down next time. This is why we as a community have not been losing, because we are better coaches over people we have no responsibility for, while operating with no accountability in our own community. Am I preaching better than y'all respond? I think I am. Okay, so no. We are fundamentally dependent on the lessons learned. No, I spend my time watching those plays, y'all. I spend my time watching those game tapes saying, what did they get us last time? Oh, man, this is why my hopes are high, because I've been watching the tapes. This is supposed to be flight school. This is not supposed to be game camp, but you're getting a little bit of both of it. All right, let's roll. Okay, so when you start learning the reasons for the rules, you might start appreciating some of the bridges that brought you over. I am, it's no secret, at least I don't hide it, that I'm a former Black nationalist. And I'm proud of my work with Black nationalism. If I wasn't a globalist, and hear me well, if I wasn't a globalist, I'd still be a Black nationalist, 100%. If I wasn't a globalist, I'd still be a Pan-Africanist. I'm a globalist now, though. Right? I'm a humanist. I want everybody. But one of the things that breaks my heart, and there's a lot of things that do, is people claiming to do activism, but you can tell by what they're doing that they ain't studied the tapes. You know, and to me, that's incredibly disrespectful. To me, it's incredibly disrespectful for you to be claiming activism and you just doing some shallow ass shit that you saw on television and you've never actually studied the activists to actually learn from their principles and their pitfalls. And it's almost easily recognizable, because the people who are shallow in their activism are always doing the bullshit and never the real shit. Damn, bars. Like, it becomes very clear to me that you haven't studied a Fred Hampton. It becomes very clear to me that you haven't listened to the words of a John Henrik Clark. It becomes very clear to me that you don't even know who a Martin Delaney is, that you don't understand a Nat Turner or a Denmark Vesey, that you don't know who Dr. Huey P. Newton became after the Black Panthers. You don't know who Bobby Seale is. You don't know who Septima Clark is. You've never read Fannie Lou Hamer. What activism are you doing? You didn't read Rosa Parks' words in her own words. No, y'all ain't ready. So sometimes I look and I'm like, oh yeah, I know this is gonna be bullshit, because you're not even focusing on the real shit, and you weren't even serious enough about it to actually read about the people in their own words who actually forfeited, gave up, sacrificed their lives to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because then if you would, you'd know the rules. You'd know how to appreciate the bridges that brought you over. So, I studied Garvey. I studied Booker T. Washington. I studied W.E.B. Du Bois. There's some things I understand. Okay. Okay. So when you start learning the reasons for the rules, you might start appreciating some of the bridges that brought you over. When we start thinking about how many rules that airlines have to follow that come from the government, that these rules are from lessons learned, like, hey, maybe the pilot needs to stay in the cockpit the whole time. When you start appreciating when you start learning how we get to these rules, the reason behind the rules. This is why I can't wait till we get into falling in love with reason. But the reason behind the rules, that's when you really start getting an appreciation for the bridges. Again, the pilot remaining in the cockpit during flight is a governmental lesson learned that is above airline regulations. So there's even sometimes behavior that people want from me, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, that's above airline regulation. There's just been damn, that's good. There's just been too many lessons learned and too many lives lost for me to cater to your preferences here. I'm sorry, that's just above airline regulations. I believe there was something that went viral a few years ago. It says, hey, baby, get somebody else to do it. Y'all ready? Okay, let's go. All right, so airlines then build the crew and the passenger experience upon those rules, adding operational policies and standards to make the journey worthwhile. And so that's when you get the fare type. And let's be real. We're gonna be adults, right? We're gonna be adults. Okay, let's be adults. It is no secret to you when you get on that plane why you're not sitting in first class and someone else is. You already know. I mean, we can go down to systemic issues and stuff, but we're gonna keep it right at the beginning. Nope, I didn't pay for that. I didn't even want that. There's sometimes when I can afford that, and I'm still like, I don't want that. There are things that I can afford that I can't afford. I'm like, oh, why do I want that? I'm only going to be on a plane for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Why I want to be up there. And honestly, if I could just get the emergency row seat, I can get the same amount of leg room. So let's just play that. Let's play that game. Let's talk through that. The airline then builds the experience around the crews and the passengers, knowing that there are some people who are going to want to be on this plane and they just want to get on here and get off. But there are other people, when they get on this plane, they're going to want a little extra. Maybe they want some steak with their stuff, whatever we're going to accommodate. But then we also have to design this plane for baggage placement and according to all the rules we have. And then menu types, like, is this going to be a long trip? Then they get real food. And if it's going to be a small ass trip, then they get that little aggravating snack bags. And it's like, why you only giving me one when you know that one little thing it's going to be gone after I put like 2 little fingers in there? Can I get some real food, please? And yes, the emergency row is God, sir. Like it's the real deal. So, but you know that these airlines and y'all, I'm telling, like, this is life. This is community. Whether you taking flight is going off into college, right? If you're going off into college, just like getting on a plane, there are governmental regulations that pre-exist any rules that college has for you. And then that college is going to have additional rules or additional policies that are designed for your experience. Community is no different, all right? Connectivity, you get in-flight entertainment, whether you're going to be watching Forrest Gump, you know what I'm saying? And see, like, our in-flight entertainment, like, we could be a little soul plane, we could be a little ratchet. I think we could do that. But like, that's the point. You get to define the experience. I'm getting ready to start talking to leaders in a moment, so I got to pull back. But that's how excited I am about this. And then, like, watch this. You can't smoke on a plane, for regulatory reasons. That's governmental regulatory reasons, right? Can't smoke on a plane. And as a smoker, which even though I haven't smoked cigarettes in like a week now, good to me, yeah. Good to me, yeah. And I've chilled on alcohol for a while, good to me. But you can't smoke. But you can drink on a plane. And drink quite a bit. And I just throw that out there for community folks. Like, sometimes don't be afraid to pop the drinks out at the community gathering. Habanero, jalapeno. Can I get a hell yeah? Bring them drinks out. Oh. He always says everybody brings their own. Oh, yeah, the seat back screens are starting to go away since everybody brings their own. I know it, right? Yeah, and their options just aren't keeping up. But I don't know. Now that Netflix is becoming a monopoly, let's see what happens now. In other news, and you know what? Now that I'm there, just because I said it, I'm gonna get back to my notes. But I am curious. I am curious. How many of y'all would be interested if I did like other content on my channel too? Because I do be wanting to talk about stuff like media stuff, like television stuff. I've thought about like doing a rewatch of like all of my favorite shows in the 90s, like Living Single, Martin, Friends, like I don't know if y'all remember this show called Sparks and Sparks. Like, all right, I'm gonna get back to it. All right. So in essence, and security, in essence, government bodies create the must-do safety rules while airlines manage the how to make it worth it. And that's really that's our job. And I said I couldn't help it. I said I couldn't help it. Like I got to talk to leaders. That's our job as a community. Our job as a community is to really look at what's possible based off of the governmental regulations, based off of societal regulations, based off of what we've learned. Like one of the most aggravating questions I get sometimes is like, well, if y'all not trying to be like the Christians, why y'all do y'all Sunday sessions? Why y'all do y'all sessions on Sundays? Why not do them on Monday? I really wish people would ask themselves a question before they ask me. Because unlike those people who were not qualified to be your teacher, who said there was no such thing as a stupid question, I personally believe there are plenty of stupid questions. And most of the stupid questions start when you do not ask them to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a friend one time say, why we exploring space when we ain't even exploring the oceans? First of all, who the fuck is we? You know what I'm saying? Let's start there. Who is we? Nigga, you ain't exploring either one of them. What is you talking about? You ain't explored shit. And number two, there are people exploring the ocean. Like there's entire careers developed to that stuff. So you can always know that a dumb question starts when someone does not ask themselves the question first. And so it's like, why y'all do it on Sundays instead of Mondays? Because everybody at work, dumbass. Like, I mean, maybe you ain't, but the rest of us, we stuck in capitalism. We at work. Sundays, we off. Damn, I didn't think I'd have to explain that shit. That's not a flex. Me having to explain that to your dumb ass don't make me feel better about me being me. Now, this is what you get when you take the preacher out of the religion. I'm going to tell your ass exactly how I feel. Don't ask me no stupid ass question that you ain't asked yourself. Tell them why they doing it on Sunday and not Monday. You would have had a better route if you would have said Saturday, you stupid ass son of a bitch. I'm sorry. Can I get a hell yeah? All right, I'm sorry. It's just fun and games. It's fun and games. When you come here, you gonna get a little Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor. You know? Not surprised some Christians want to own Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, Chick-fil-A got people in their feelings about Sunday. As a matter of fact, all my haters, y'all get Chick-fil-A on me today. Go ahead. Go get it. Go get it. They're gonna serve you. Hell yeah. Jalapeno. Oh, this is too good. Okay, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go. So our job as a community is to take everything we understand about the world. And so if we know people are available on Sundays, why the fuck would we go like, all right, Tuesdays at noon, we're going to try to get everybody together? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, our job is to look at how society is regulated, see how things are going and do our best to create something that makes the experience worthwhile. All right. So there are reasons to the rules, but watch this. Here's the next part. There are reasons to relent. Okay. And this one was hard for me. Okay. I am a self-proclaimed natural born anarchist, which means I don't follow nobody else's rules but my own. This is why, like, if I ever was really going to get stuck in a religion, it probably would have been astrology, because I'm about as bullish as bull can get. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my goodness, I'm a Taurus all the way. May 15th, 1986, baby. Like if I was going to get caught up in some bullshit, it would be astrology bullshit. Like, because I damn sure am the bull. But as an anarchist, man, like I am highly, highly out of my comfort zone and control public spaces. Like literally. I don't like single file lines. I don't like having to trust strangers. I don't like having to wait on the incompetence of others. And so as a child, it made me a little antsy. As an adult, it makes me a little bougie. Okay. But there's something so sacred about traveling with others at high velocity that I'm willing to adjust my preferences in deference to maximizing the odds for successful survival. I got to say that again. It's just something sacred about high velocity travel. Like I'm traveling at high velocity. Anything can go wrong. You know, like when you think of traveling at high velocity, like I grew up in the hood, and so we did stupid shit like throw sticks at people on bicycles, you know. And so like imagine you traveling at high velocity on a bicycle and somebody throw a stick into that front wheel and the stick goes right into the front wheel. You know what's happening to you? Like you and that bike are gonna be separated. You know, like me and you must never part. No, y'all parting that day. You parting. You and that bike are going two different ways. As far as the east is from the west, you and that bike are about to be parted because that's how sensitive things are at high velocity travel, right? And so at high velocity travel, I'm getting ready to get on this plane, right? I'm getting ready to get on this plane. Anything can go wrong. Like you don't ever want to sit beside me on a plane. Don't sit beside me on a plane because I'm gonna talk about all the things that can go wrong. I'm gonna say some stuff like, bruh, you ever wonder what happened if a big ass bird just flying to the engine right now, just flying to the turbine? Boop. Is that turbine strong enough? Has it met its bird quota? You know, like you probably take about, I don't know, 50 birds before you got a problem. Is this the 51st bird? Maybe it's the 52nd. You know, who knows? But at any moment, kids are dumb the world over. I know, right? Man, so you just never know. So you don't want to sit beside me on the plane because later anything goes wrong and I'm going to think about it. I'm going to be thinking about it. So because I know that anything can go wrong because this is a high velocity travel situation, I'm willing to adjust my preferences in deference to maximizing the odds for successful survival. So there are a few things that I know from the moment I step on a plane, and I should have added these. I should have added these as lower thirds, but I was trying to get through these as fast as I could. But there's a few things I know from the moment I step on a plane. And if you're note takers, this is a great way. This is a great time to take some notes because I think you're going to love this metaphor and I think you're going to love the way this works for you. Number one, this shit is not normal. That's the first thing that runs through my mind when I'm stepping on a plane. Oh, I got to hear about that coping mechanism. I got to hear about it. When I step on a plane, this is not normal, and I don't even mean that facetiously. There's a dark comedian side of me, yes, but I mean this. 80% of the people on the planet have never stepped foot on a plane. 80% of the people on the planet, you know what I'm saying? That's 80% of 8 billion have never stepped foot on a plane. This shit is not normal. When you're getting on a plane, it's not normal. What you're doing at that moment is too rare to be normal. And that's why you got to learn how to treat it with respect. I am teaching better than you're responding right now. This moment is too rare. This is why some of you like this is why I say you got to stop treating your moment like a pop-up shop. You got to actually start spending time with your life and actually getting intentional. Like, damn, hold up. This shit that I'm doing is rare. Trust me, I know anytime I'm in the top 20 or top 10 or top 5%, I got to know because I'm living in rare air that moment. And that means that I'm in a situation that's not normal and I can't afford to wing it. All right. All right. Watch this. It's not normal. Out of our estimated 300,000 years of sapient existence, out of our 300,000 years of estimated existence as sapiens, as Homo sapiens, we've only started flying crafts in the past 200 years. Out of 300,000 years as sapiens, the wise man, as 300,000 years. We only been flying crafts for 200 of them years. So not only is this too rare to be normal, it's too new to be normal. You can't afford to wing this. You can't. And then here's probably the third one, probably the most important one. I don't know how to build, fly, land, or otherwise maneuver a plane, which means it's too unknown to be normal. So that I understand, like, no, this is too rare. This is too new. This is too normal. Only 80% of people have never been on a plane before. We've only been flying for the past 200 years out of our 300,000 years of estimated sapient existence. And I don't know how to fly, land, maneuver, or anything with this. Like if you could just name a random button to push and ask me to push it, and I'm gonna freak out because I don't know anything about this. You remember, what did I say the point to this one was? There are reasons to relent. When I was younger, I lived with a variety of different relatives and family and friends, and a few times I had the privilege of living with my great aunt Bette and her husband James. Love my Uncle James. My Uncle James was apparently a ruffian in his younger years, and I'm not sure if I spelled that right in my notes, but Zernial and Ashley, y'all can see my notes. Y'all can tell me if I spelled that right. That's my Nero Spicy fucking with me. But he was a ruffian in his younger years, so much so that one of his teachers made a deal with him. If he would do something productive with his life, they would give him some land. And so he signed up for the military, and they gave him a few hundred acres of land with a small cabin on it. He built that cabin out to a 4-bedroom southern marble. And for a short time that I lived with them, he and my aunt would take me on nature walks into another world. Take me out nature walks on their vast acreage, and it was mostly covered by trees and was like stepping into another world the further back you went. Oh, and I love this house. It's not too far away from me now. I got to spend a little time growing up in this house. This man literally took what was a cabin and built it into this beautiful southern yellow house patio. My aunt wanted this big room for the whole family. He built that in. It got a sunken kitchen in it, big old nice patio in the back, just beautiful. And then he built a house for his car in the back somewhere. Like he went and found, like, it was his car from a childhood. It was a bug. It was an orange bug, beetle, whatever. And he went and found whoever bought it, and he rebought it and refurbished it, and then built the house on the acreage. It's just amazing acreage. Dang. I wish they weren't Christians, because if they weren't, they'd probably love me enough to give me the land. So let's not pray about that and see what happens. Hell yeah. Okay, so so they would take me on nature walks. And it was in one of those moments that my uncle taught me a very important lesson. We were out there, we were walking through the woods, and man, I love the woods. I've always loved the woods. It's just something, woods and the water. If I can get them both, it's just amazing. Oh, yes. And so we're walking, and he says, Bubba, and that's what he used to call me when I was younger. Watch your step out here, Bubba. And I was like, okay. And he said, respect that you've never been here before. Oh, if I can give that lesson to so many people who are right on the edge of their moment. If you could just learn how to respect that you've never been here before. I've seen so many people miss their moment because they didn't know how to respect that they had never been here before. See, winging it isn't for everything. Okay. He said, you got to learn. That small teaching moment has stayed with me forever. As a country boy in the woods filled with copperheads and worse, I understood that he was teaching me that respecting the unknown is a key to survival. Knowing enough to know that you don't know enough is a key to survival. Knowing enough to know that you don't know enough is a key to survival. I often tell people, intelligence isn't knowing what you know. Intelligence is knowing what you don't know. That's what drives the curiosity. When you walk in a room and I don't know enough to be here, it puts your ears like on high alert. You know what I'm saying? It's the motherfuckers sitting in that room thinking they know everything. That's missing out. You know, there's something powerful about knowing when you don't know enough. Okay. That becomes key to your survival. It's like, oh, I don't know if that, like, okay, I grew up as a big boy. I've been big my whole life. And so I still have big boy tendencies. I've been big my whole life. I'm smaller now than I was in middle school. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's odd. I just feel sexy saying it. But you know, like I'm smaller now than I was in middle school. I've been big boy my whole life. All right. And one of the things that I learned about when I was a big boy is, you know, knowing when you don't know enough. Watch this. I never knew if that chair was going to be enough to hold me up. Never knew. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm telling you, this is how I was. This is how I lived my life. I still have big boy tendencies. And so sometimes when I'm at people's house and I look at a chair and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that chair is adult friendly because I've lived through some things. And surviving has become knowing, oh shit, bro, you might not know. That chair might not hold you up. And so you might want to ask before you sit your ass down in it. Because if your ass fall in front of these folks, it's going to be hard to live down, if you understand what I'm saying. But no. So it's a key to survival. It's like you can't just walk out here like you know where you're going if you've never been here before. This is outside of your normal. Do you recognize when you're outside of your normal? Do you recognize when you're in a new environment? This is where you have to suspend your expectation of normal and adjust to the unknown. Otherwise, you're going to step on something and you're going to get bit by a snake. You know? And it's like, I thought that lesson was just for like, dang, I thought that lesson was just for the woods, but it turns out that lesson is for life too. Because you will be out here just walking around thinking everything is cool, but you done messed around and stepped into an environment that you didn't even know exists, and you stepping on snakes every which way, and they biting the hell out of you, and you can't even figure out why. It's like because you're trying to wing it in a new space. You didn't even check out who lived here before you got here. And that was the lesson that my uncle was teaching me. He's like, hey, bro, there's a whole ecosystem out here. There's a whole harem, if you will, of predator and prey out here that don't know nothing about you, that have no respect for you, that don't even know that you exist, and you out here walking around like this has been pre-made for you. And it's like, no, see that house up there? That's safe. And even that to a degree, you still got to check around corners and in shadows for spiders and shit. So even up there, you can't be 100% freely nilly. But now that you're out here, you have to recognize that this is not your normal. And so you cannot continue to flow as default, or you're going to keep getting hurt. Oh, bro, I had to learn that the hard way. I'll never forget 2014 having to let my mentor know, like, hey, bro, I can't work with you. No, because I realized I'm out here operating like my good, normal, trusting self. I didn't realize you was a snake like that. You know what I'm saying? And so now, like, you done taught me the lesson that it's my job to recognize when I'm in a different environment. Is this helping anybody? I hope this is helping somebody, because damn, I've been up here for over an hour and we barely in point 2. Okay, let's go. All right. So recognizing when you're in a new normal, like, damn, this is good. Recognizing when you're in a new normal. Oh man, it requires a complete transformation in your posture. Recognizing when you are outside the confines of your normal is the first step to adjusting to a high velocity travel situation. Oh man, because that's what we are. Bridge City is a high travel, we're a high velocity travel situation. You know, so many people can sabotage themselves by not knowing when normal has been suspended. Like, no, this ain't normal anymore. We're in a new normal. And one of the worst things you can do is try to force your old normal in a new space. You're killing yourself. You're sabotaging yourself. Life is giving you a new opportunity. You've walked over into a new opportunity, and now you're trying to bring those same old security blankets from your past, those things that weighed you down. You're trying to bring them in that new normal. Oh no, leave that shit back there. You don't need that anymore. At some point, you gotta treat yourself like the butterfly. At some point, some shit is meant to stay in that damn cocoon. Oh damn, this is good. At some point, you gotta treat yourself like the butterfly. You need to go ahead, like some of you need to go home and get you a little mind map, and on one half of that map, you need to type it. You need to put in the words cocoon, and in cocoon, you're going to leave everything there that's beautiful but no longer beneficial. Oh, this is real cute. This is real nice. This is real beautiful. But this is no longer beneficial to where I'm going, to who I am, to who I'm developing to be. I don't crawl on the ground no more. I fly above them haters. So that was beautiful for me back then. But now those are cocoon memories. I'm letting go of the cocoon memories so I can have the champagne life. Y'all, I'm preaching. Those cocoon memories. No, let me let that stuff go, because it's time for me to do what? Fly. And what is this? Flight school. And if you didn't know, the international logo of Bridge City, the mascot of Bridge City, is the butterfly. The butterflies, the bridge, the better. I love that. That makes me want to sing songs about butterflies right now. Okay. See, listen. Nothing, and like this was it. There are reasons to relent. Nothing about where you've been has prepared you to fly this plane, though. Okay, so that's the one thing you got to realize, like, and that's so important with roles, and we're gonna get there. But that's, you got to realize where your role is. Like, if I'm the passenger, like, ain't nothing about my passenger life has qualified me to land, fly, maneuver, otherwise do anything with this plane in a pilot capacity. All right, this is good. So as antsy and as bougie as I am, as soon as I understand that I'm in an environment that is beyond my normal, I defer my preferences for the sake of survival. Damn, this is good. Can I get a hell yeah? Being on the plane is not only beyond my normal, it is also, and this is the heavy part, like, oh, this is the heavy part. It's also an environment where other people's safe travels are in some way dependent on my cooperation. And I think this is the part we miss. So like, yeah. Being on the plane, yeah, that shit is out of my normal. Like 80% of people can't do this shit. I don't know how to fly anything here. I don't know what to do. Please don't ask me for help. Don't ask me what anything is, because I'm completely out of my element. But not only that, other people's safety, other people's livelihood, other people's success is at least in part dependent on my willingness and my ability to cooperate. Okay. So like, yeah, one thing that your boy will do in a minute is get rid of uncooperative people, because uncooperative is, it always speaks to a level of selfishness where you will kill the rest of us here, just so you can have a little smile on your face. No. There are reasons to relent. There are things that I want. There are preferences that I want. There are things that I think that are the most important thing in the world. But when I'm in a high velocity travel moment, knowing that I'm traveling with others and knowing that what I'm doing also impacts what they're able to do, I have to be more mindful to temper my preferences according to what is best for us. And like that seems to be something like this has been a hallmark of what has made our species as magnificent as it is. But it seems to be a lesson that we have to learn over and over and over again, that we are better together, even if that means we got to do a little less. Y'all don't want to talk to me. All right. So the second thing that I know, okay, so this is not normal. Second thing I know is that I'm not in control, right? So until I've normalized myself with the mechanics of in-flight responsibility, I only qualify to be a passenger. You know, I know, dude, blindly. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Don't board the plane without ever seeing the pilot. Don't do that shit. Well, actually, a lot of people do that, though. A lot of people get on the plane without seeing the pilot because you don't actually need to see the pilot. I just need to know that he's there. Or just don't get on a plane that you don't know where it's going. That's a good thing. But so I can be a helpful passenger, but it is imperative that I recognize my role as a passenger. The most important things for a passenger to remember involves prioritizing safety instructions, showing common courtesy to others, and planning ahead for personal comfort and health during flights. There is so much about being on a fucking plane that would just help us be better people, right? Oh, you got to the bird quota. It was amazing, right? There's so much about being on a plane that could help us learn how to be better people, like how to human better. So the most important things for a passenger to remember involves number one, prioritizing the safety instructions. You know, I think the hardest thing about being a human is that somebody lied to you about the safety instructions. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe they didn't lie to you. They lied to me. They lied to my ass about the safety instructions because they told me all the safety instructions was in the Bible. Right? The Bible was the basic instructions before leaving Earth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, everything you need to know is right here. The fuck it is. Ain't nothing I need to know in there. Like, what? No. Like, no, like safety instructions. And so that's one thing that I do encourage people, like, as you come into yourself, as you come into your adulthood, I think what most people kind of like, almost what every adult comes to this realization at some point is just like, oh shit, they didn't teach me anything. All right, now the moment you have that, the moment you have that, the moment that epiphany happens, the moment it hits you, embrace the responsibility to learn the rules. I know it sucks. It sucks, man. It took me from 2017 to 2024 to finally get grounded in it. 2017, 2023. I was like, damn, you know what, Darante? My biggest problem is I keep treating the world like I want it to be instead of recognizing this motherfucker for what it is. You know, they say when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Well, the universe has been showing us who this motherfucker is for a long time, and we still out here not wanting to believe him. You know? Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Could cause way more harm. Oh, but doing that without study and listening to the elders of a community can cause. Absolutely. I want to read that. Let me go over here. I just want to read that because I do agree. Do the still did, but doing that without study. Absolutely. Doing that without study. Yes, I see what's happening. Y'all are with me earlier. I love it. So y'all gonna catch up with this. This is beautiful, man. All right, let me get finished. Let me get finished. So prioritizing safety instructions, right? Like, what are the instructions you need to safely live? And let's assume that nobody else can give you those instructions. Okay? Let's assume that if you survive childhood and you are not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, that you are somehow lucky. All right? And then you got to now determine what you're going to do with your life. And what you're going to do with your life at this moment is what I would suggest is, as a good passenger should, start prioritizing safety instructions. You know, even if that means you have to learn as you go, you better start prioritizing safety instructions. And that next part, and this one will take you a long way. Flight school is so good, man. Damn, flight school is being good to me. This next part is learning how to show common courtesy to others. You know, like, and this is why I don't gel with the secular community right now. Because I'm just not that childish, and they do a lot of childish stuff. And I told y'all, when I left religion, it was a commitment to get up from the children's table. But I want to. This is what I call maturity. This is what I call adulthood. There are a lot of people who have done a lot of foul shit to me in life, like done shit to me. I'm not talking about this YouTube and Twitter beef that, like, people like you too damn old. You out here beefing with people that you don't really know, right? But I have people who've done real damage to me. I have people that have assassinated my character. I have people that have tried to close down my church. I have people that have attacked my businesses. I've had people that have done shit to me. And I remember sitting down with my wife and telling her, I said, you know what? The way that I am is that I don't care what anybody does to me or what anybody says. I'm just going to reduce them to the place of a stranger. And everybody in my life, like that's the worst you can get. The worst you can get in my life is I'm going to treat you with the kindness of a stranger. Okay. I'm going to treat you with the kindness of a stranger. That means if I see you on the street, I'm going to say, hey, what's up? And I'm going to keep my ass walking, because anything beyond that for me is illogical. There's no reason for me to attach any extra energy to somebody that I don't support, that I have no agreement with. So no, the worst you're going to get from me is I'm going to treat you with the kindness of strangers. I actually am severely concerned about people who are not mature enough to do that, because that's part of how you create this environment that we have today. Oh, damn, this is good. So, showing common courtesy to others. Nobody else owes me their lived experience. Nobody else owes me their ideologies. Nobody else owes me their life. Man. And then, of course, planning ahead for personal comfort and health during the flight. And honestly, I think we just slipped up on a key to life here. Planning ahead for your personal comfort and planning ahead for your health during the flight. I don't think most people even feel like they have a right to do that. But you have a right to think about things in advance. Like anybody who works closely to me, I probably aggravate the hell out of them, begging them to think about themselves. Because I'm like, hey, if you don't have time to do that, don't do that. Why? Because you have a right to plan ahead for your personal comfort. Like there are things you can do right now that's like, oh yeah, this is cool, but this shit gonna get real old real quick. And you have a right to see that in advance and say, okay, before it gets that far, this is where I want to kind of draw that line up. This is a key to life, that you never outsource your responsibility for your comfort and for your health, even during the flight. Oh man, don't. Okay, I'm about to get ahead of myself. Okay, so I'm about to get ahead of myself. So here's the thing: for safety, pay attention. That's the biggest thing I tell anybody for safety. Pay attention. Once you realize that there is no genie who's going to give you access to all of the rules in advance, you have one option. Pay attention. All right. If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. That's it. There is no substitute for paying attention. Everybody out there who is scamming people left and right out of their money are scamming people who believe that there is a substitute for paying attention. All right. Oh man. Okay. There is no substitute for paying attention. You gotta wake up and you gotta pay attention. That's where the safety comes from. You gotta listen. You've got to watch the demonstrations. Even if you've flown many times, you've got to treat the information as if it is new. Okay, because life be changing. Keep your seatbelt fastened. The seatbelt thing is always the funny one, right? But it's the one that I begin to realize, like, I guess the older I get, the more things I'm willing to see. And it's like, damn, like, because even in the car, like, sometimes when I was younger, I didn't want to wear my seatbelt in the car. I did not. And you've been in the car, I'm like, how they gonna try to make me wear my seatbelt? They gonna find me for not protecting myself. Ain't that some bullshit? We all thought like that at sometimes. But then you begin to realize, like, damn, me wearing my seatbelt, it's not just protecting me. Like, yeah, it could protect me, but also keeping me from flying out of the window could be protecting somebody else, you know? And you don't have to travel that far to find those stories where, and so it's like safety. Like when I first started learning how to drive, they used to tell us, like, you got to drive for the other people on the road. Like, who taught you that life wasn't the same way? No, you got to live for other people too. And then of course this other one is like, follow crew instructions, you know? The big one, and this is one where I felt like we were slipping up on something, for comfort and etiquette, and I'm almost finished, be prepared and organized. I want you to think about this. Now, these are flight rules, but watch this. Pack essentials like medication, a power bank, a reusable water bottle, and snacks in your personal item. That's the bag that goes under the seat in front of you, so that you don't have to constantly access the overhead bin. So I want you to think about it. Like, what is your medication? What is your power pack? What's your reusable water bottle? What's stuff that you need to be keeping closer to you that every time you need it, you got to go out your way to get? See, this is why I say these stuff are life lessons. These are life lessons. You need to know there's some stuff on me that I just need on me at all times. And this is where it gets good. The airline is your carrier, not your caregiver. Goddamn bars. You could give an offering and we can close this whole damn thing right now. The airline is your carrier, not your caregiver. Don't outsource. Don't listen. People are beautiful. People are wonderful, but please don't outsource your care to anybody else. Don't you do that. The airline, Bridge City, is here to help carry you. Please don't get us confused with your caregiver. It's your responsibility now to make sure that you're taken care of. Because I'm gonna tell you something that my mentors taught me: ain't nobody gonna love you like you, and you have to be the number one advocate for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness, you got to be the person that you need. Damn, is this good? Some people, they get in a relationship and they be like, I just need you to be my peace. I'm going to tell you something. That's a red flag. Somebody that needs you to be their peace is already telling you that they is not peaceful at all. They ain't got no peace. Because they need you to be the peace. They need you to be the caregiver and the carrier. And it's like, no. I need you to feed yourself. Oh my goodness. I need you to have some peace within. I need you to have some peace within, because is this helping anybody? Like, the airline is your carrier, not your caregiver. Bridge City is your carrier, not your caregiver. It's your responsibility to make sure you got your meds in that fanny pack. No. If you know you got asthma, please don't be holding the airline responsible for having your, I can't think of the name of it. I was about to call it a breathalyzer, but that is totally a different thing. And then last but not least, for comfort, is communicate kindly. The inhaler. Thank you, Z. Not the breathalyzer, the inhaler. And this is such a good life lesson. Like, if you know what you need, keep it on you. Don't outsource that. And I mean, there may be some times where you go through life where you have some beautiful people in your life where they're just like, hey, I know you got this problem, so I keep this inhaler on me. Man, that's beautiful. Treat that like the cherry on the top, okay? Treat that shit like the exception to the rule. But for the most part, be the person to be like, oh, thank you, but I did have mine this time. I promise you that's going to put you in a better place. And like, I know, like, it's so easy to trivialize this, but no, I mean that, man. I mean that. No, I keep a blunt with me everywhere I go. So if people are aggravating the fuck out of me, I ain't got to snap on nobody. I ain't got to ask nobody, hey man, can somebody get a blunt real quick, because I'm about to cuss everybody up in here the fuck out, like, real quick. No. I keep what I need. I keep what I need on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be a cigarette smoker. Like, I say used to be, like, last week. That was a bad cigarette. I've been smoking cigarettes since I was 7. But like, people who smoke and have smoked as long as I smoke, why you smoke, when you need to smoke, and the last thing you'd ever want to be is in a situation where life is aggravating the fuck out of you and you can't get a smoke. You're not going to be a nice person to be around. And I'm helping some of you. I'm helping you, some of you right now, because you're trying to figure out, like, why the fuck am I losing friends? Why am I losing family? And it's like, honestly, it's because you packed too light, because there was stuff that you needed to be around them and you didn't have it with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you knew they were going to aggravate the fuck out of you. Why did you go over there without a cigarette? Why did you go over there without what you needed? You knew you hadn't meditated today. You see, like, damn, is this stuff good? Is this stuff good? Habanero. All right, so you got to stop treating other people like your caregiver, and like, no, we're carrier, not caregiver. You know, man, boy, that's me with nicotine. I'm also, yeah. Sadly, that has been bad. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. My high blood pressure is making me have to ban it myself if I want to stay around. You know, like, damn it. But the weed is still good. Habanero. Habanero. The weekly motivator. Oh man, I love it. I love it. All right, so this last one, just communicate kindly, right? Like, even when you're going through rough times, this is so important in air travel, and it's so important in life. If you need to recline your seat, do so slowly and check that the person behind you doesn't have a laptop or a drink on their, table first. And I know this can get hard. Life happens, you get tired, and you just want to collapse, right? But I think the moment, like, and this was for me, the moment I realized that there is no God and that there is no fairy godmother that's helping everybody out, or is helping some people out and not helping people out, then I realized, like, me being tired and wanting to collapse isn't abnormal. It's probably where everybody is feeling right now. And even if they not, I don't lose anything by giving people that benefit of the doubt, by thinking, damn, the people I'm about to fall out on might just be tired as me. And as a matter of fact, if I'm willing to think that shit through, I might save myself from busting my head. All right, because let's talk real talk. How many times have you metaphorically fell out on people who couldn't hold your ass up? You know? It would have felt real better to be able to check real quick. Oh, damn, they ain't ready. I guess I'm gonna have to walk a little bit longer. It's like that scene in The Nutty Professor. Now, look, I ain't gonna be picking your big ass up all night. You know what I'm saying? Like, next time you fall down again, you have to get yourself back up. No, it's that type of thing. Communicate kindly. Realize, like, no, other people going through shit too. We're all on this plane together. We're all passengers or crew, but we're all on this plane together. And if this thing goes down, we all go down. So let me communicate with a little kindness with the ones that are here. Let me ask before I just try to bull rush you into my bullshit. Oh my goodness. Charitable it is so hard to give the people you care about charitable interpretations, because in your mind it'd be like, but you should know fucking better, right? Like, no, I get it. Which this brings us to the final point of the weekend. There are reasons for the roles. Zernio, you on point, man. Like, damn, I love this. For those of us who are passengers, we should all know why we're passengers. I'm here to get there. As a passenger, that's the reason for my role. I'm here because this airline is capable of getting me from where I am to where I desire to be. Don't sleep on that. All right. So listen, when I get on the airplane, I'm not expecting everybody on that airplane to be my friend. That's not what I signed up for. I signed up on that plane because I felt like that plane could get me from Atlanta to LA, okay, and then from LA back to Atlanta, okay. So when you're connecting with Bridge City, keep that in mind. I'm expecting the airline to get me from one place to another, okay. If I'm a passenger, that's my role, and I'm likely sharing that role with many times more, with many other people, sometimes even more than 100 other people, and it may have cost us all something different to be here, but we're all passengers. Some of us, it cost us a little low fare ticket. Some of us, it cost us a little high fare ticket, but it cost us all something to be here. I love it when I get on the plane, I got the earbuds on for a reason. I'm not here to talk to you. I'm here to get from here to there. And I'm like, please, let's give people that freedom. There's nothing worse than trying to be the nice person and answering short to someone who's trying to be talkative. Okay, so how are you doing today? You're excited about this trip? Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm just going to get some rest. Oh, that's great. Do you have family and friends back home that you're waiting to get back to? No, not really. Like, bro, can you recognize that I'm being short with my answers for a reason? You know? Man, I hope that as we continue to build the ethos and culture of Bridge City, that we have the best passenger experience on the planet. And I mean top notch. Like, I know that's something I've been wrestling with that I'm gonna be getting with Philoso Shy on about that I want us to expand, and I'll be talking to you about it too, Ashley. But for our moderators, I want us to expand from moderation to member experience. That what we want to, this is what, and I'm telling you. So anybody who wants to compete or whatever, I'm telling you, I'm giving you the game plan right here. What Bridge City is going to be focused on in 2026 is having a member experience out of this world. That if you're a member of Bridge City Global, I hate to say it this way, but you almost feel better than everybody else. Oh, your organization don't do this? Oh, dang, they don't do these for y'all? They don't do this for your birthday at your organization. They don't have them type of events at your organization. They don't help the homeless people at your work. No. I want the member experience of Bridge City to be just top notch. I want people to be jealous of you. Like, you a member of Bridge City? What? I heard they be sending y'all gift cards on y'all birthdays and stuff. Is it true? How can I be what? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I want the member experience to be like over the top. Like, I heard that even in low class on y'all airplane, y'all get the big TV in the screen. I want our member experience to be top notch. I want to go there. I want people like, and I listen, I'm being somewhat tongue in cheek, but no, I want people when they connect to this community, say, man, you know what? I was only a part of that community for like 3 weeks. And I found like genuine friends. I found like I want it to be stuff like I want somebody to be saying, I was like, listen, I was struggling for 10 years with my business. And I was a part of Bridge City for just a few months. And I found a new business partner, had a new business plan. Like, everything in my life started going together because they care about their members so much that they're always trying to figure out what we need, what could be helpful, because they're not just trying to tear down religion. They're trying to build something that helps people be better. I'm not trying to replace religion. I'm trying to outpace it. Damn, that's good. Okay, I'm back. All right. Okay, so we all passengers, and let's be real, passengers pay the bills, right? The crew don't pay the damn bills. The pilot don't pay the damn bills. The passengers pay the bill. That's why member experience need to be above. You know what I'm saying? That's why they bringing you shit. They ain't taking the pilot nothing up there. His ass ain't getting nothing until he get off. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say sometimes when people want to join this and they want to talk to me, I'm like, why you want to talk to me? You don't want to talk to me. I'm up here in this damn cockpit and I'm mad as hell because I can't drink, and y'all can drink and y'all can eat and y'all can go back and forth, and I gotta be up here in this damn cockpit. Okay, so passengers, member experience, Bridge City, we're gonna be top notch. But beyond the passengers, a flight crew has two main parts: the cockpit crew, which is the pilots and the officers that handles flying, navigation, aircraft systems, and while the cabin crew, flight attendants, manages passenger safety, comfort, and service, including emergency procedures, food service, and ensuring cabin readiness before takeoff and after landing. Both groups work together, with the cockpit crew focusing on the aircraft's operation and the cabin crew on the passengers' experience and security. Now, surely y'all have been hearing me say this for a while, but I'm doing my best to get our community out of personality paralysis. And flight school is also helping us do that, because flight school is going to remind you, like, hey, everybody can't be talking. I know we do need some air traffic control, don't we? My focus is planning routes. My focus is flight operations. My focus is navigation. My focus is climate, weather. Are the skies clear enough to fly? You know, it's monitoring the instruments, the engines, and the navigation. And we're building our cabin crew. And that's where, again, that member experience comes in. Because you know what's crazy? Here's what's crazy. And damn, I want y'all to catch this. The flight attendants are primarily there for your safety. The flight attendants, I want y'all to think about this. Like, damn, is this a switch camera moment? I think it is. The flight attendants are primarily there for your safety. Like, we don't actually need them to bring the peanuts and stuff out. They're there to keep your ass from going back and forth and knocking shit over and putting everybody else in danger. They are primarily there for your safety. All right. And I think sometimes we overlook the crew. I almost named this Crew Love, but that song has some negative connotations. But you forsake the crew, you overlook the crew. Like, there are certain people who are signing up to help that as of now, they're not getting shit out of this. Like, don't disrespect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to get on my bad side, man, disrespect some of these people who are signing up to help, who are only doing this because they believe in the vision, because they believe in the mission. They get no money out of it. It doesn't help them in any other area of their lives. They're doing this because there's something special that they see in this vision. Don't disrespect them, because they're here for your safety. The flight attendants are putting themselves in harm's way for no other reason than for you to have somebody to help your ass out. Oh, bro, please show your flight attendants some love the next time you on a plane. Is this getting good, y'all? Okay, like, I feel like I got some. If I don't stop now, I'm gonna preach all day long. Okay, so let me bring this to a close. Let me bring this to a close. As we close today's conversation, like, man, like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I want to issue 2 invitations of reflection. Okay. One, for every person who feels like you're on the edge of flight in life, like you just feel like, I think I'm almost there. I think I'm on the edge of something. I am getting ready to fulfill something amazing. I'm getting ready to accomplish something amazing. I'm getting ready to do something great. For everybody who feels like, yeah, that's where I am, I want to invite you to reflect over what role you're going to play in that flight and what rules you're going to need to learn. Are you going to be the passenger? Are you going to be the cabin crew? Or will you be piloting in this season of your life? I want you to think about that. And then think about the differences of rules you may have to learn in order to navigate that successfully. Because know that each one comes with different levels of rules. And then second, for every person who's connected, or maybe you're making the decision to get connected right now. Maybe you're now making the decision to get connected to Bridge City. Where do you desire to be on this flight? That's the question that I want you to reflect over. I invite you to reflect on your role and your reason for this season. Are you a passenger? Or do you feel like your cabin crew ready? And just to be clear, cabin crew means being here for the safety of the people. Cabin crew means I want to be here because I want this experience to be good for you. Cabin crew means like I want you to get your peanuts on time. Cabin crew also means like I want to be the one to tell your ass to sit down because I don't want you to get hurt. You know? Are you cabin crew ready? Or are you desperately ready to learn how to help co-pilot community? I want you to reflect on this, and let's continue this conversation in the comments area of our Bridge City Global Campus. Reflect on this. If this hits something for you, if this hit a nerve for you, if this gives you something to think about, we have a beautiful global campus where you can start having this conversation with our members, with our global community, because we are building something absolutely beautiful. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Wow, family, what a session. If you enjoyed that, I want to invite you to join the most progressive and the most exciting community on this planet. These Sunday sessions are just the beginning, a small way of reclaiming our time and our humanity as we grow and learn together weekly. But beyond that, we have an entire global campus of activity, events, clubs, courses, and more that you can get involved in starting today. We've intentionally started creating more points of connection and opportunities of collaboration for you. So whether you're joining to rest, to explore, or to make a difference, we'd love to welcome you aboard. And it just so happens that we're getting ready to take flight, so this is a really good opportunity and a good time to get on board. If you're ready to join this movement, go ahead and scan the QR code or visit the link on the screen. Again, thank you all for being a part of this community. If you enjoyed these conversations and the work that we're doing, consider making a donation today. The links are in the description below and on the screen. Your gift is supporting what is likely the most important cause of our era. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Remember to come back next week and hey, bring a friend with you or host a watch party right where you are. We're going to be right back here next week with part 3 of Flight School, and I guarantee you don't want to miss it. Well, that's all I have for you for now. Until next time, keep rising and be the bridge.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Welcome to the makings of a madman. Mad men get shit done, it's a passion. Has-beens can't get close to my lab, man. Since I stopped feeding these suckers, they fast. And this is the reason that I move so fast, man. Rewrote the story and threw out the cast. Fuck all the credit, man, I want the cash. I am the running man, you in the past. Too far ahead of you, you cannot see me. I'm stronger and better, you slept on your Wheaties. I got it together, you falling to pieces. I should be calling you Reese's. It should be illegal to teach this, but somebody dared me to do it. So I said, well, damn, I'ma do it. That somebody was me, man.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Welcome to the makings of a madman. Mad men get shit done, it's a passion. Has-beens can't get close to my lab, man. Since I stopped feeding these suckers, they fast. And this is the reason that I move so fast. Rewrote the story and threw out the cast. Fuck all the credit, man, I want the cash. I am the running man, you in the past. Too far ahead of you, you cannot see me. I'm stronger and better, you slept on your Wheaties. I got it together, you falling to pieces. I should be calling you Reese's. It should be illegal to teach this, but somebody dared me to do it. So I said, well, damn, I'ma do it. That somebody was me, man.